My beloved child, pause for a moment and give me your full attention. Set aside every distraction and resist the urge to tell yourself that you will come back to these words another time. I am speaking to you with an urgency that rises from my heart, because what I have carried for so long can wait no longer. I have patiently held these words until the moment your spirit was ready to receive them, and that moment has arrived. I cannot remain silent any longer. There is something I have long desired to tell you, something heaven has held until this very hour, because the time has finally come. This is far more than an ordinary message. It is my heart opening to you in love. When I call you with this kind of intensity, it is because what I am about to reveal is too precious and too important to be overlooked. There is something that has been prepared for you, something meant to change the direction of your life, lighten the burden you have been carrying, and expose the lies that have quietly settled around your heart. You may not realize it yet, but you are standing in a moment that has been held in my hands long before your first breath. It is a moment for clarity, for truth, and for the answers your soul has longed for, even when you could not find the words to ask. Stay with me here, my child. Every moment you remain is a reminder that heaven is reaching toward you with purpose. I have watched you move through your days, carrying a heaviness that few people ever noticed. I have seen the restless thoughts that would not quiet, the weight hidden behind your smile, and the silent conversations where you convinced yourself to stay strong while your heart quietly grew tired. I can no longer watch you carry burdens that were never mine to place upon your shoulders. I cannot remain silent while you continue walking with questions that deserve my answer, or while your heart aches for a truth that only I can speak. That is why I call to you now with the full strength of my love. Lay aside every distraction, your worries, your routines, your fears, and bring me a heart that is open, a mind that is still, and a spirit willing to listen, because what I am about to say carries lasting significance. You have prayed for me to speak. You have searched for a sign, asking me to show you something real, and now I am answering. Do not turn away from the very response your soul has been longing to receive. This is more than another message passing through your day. It is my heart drawing near to yours, revealing a depth of my love that you have not fully understood until now. I am inviting you closer than you have ever allowed yourself to come. As you read these words, my voice is reaching beyond the page, and my presence is gently meeting the places inside you that have waited so long to be understood. If you walk away now, you may miss what heaven has patiently prepared to place before you. Do you sense that quiet pull within your heart, the gentle stillness settling over your thoughts, the deeper breath that comes when your soul realizes it is finally being seen? That is my presence drawing near. I am touching the places that have carried wounds no one else recognized, the places that have felt overlooked and misunderstood. What you are hearing is not born from chance, imagination, or the noise of the world. I am here, and I am speaking to you because your heart has grown weary. I have watched how close you have come to giving up, how discouragement has whispered into your thoughts, and how your hope has risen and fallen with every changing season. I have seen you keep moving, even when it felt as though you were holding on by only a thread. I have watched you wrestle with questions about your worth, your purpose, and whether your life truly matters. I have seen the quiet moments when you wondered if anyone could understand what you have been carrying, and every one of those moments has been known to me. It grieves my heart to see you struggle without realizing how much I have been working beyond what your eyes could see. That is why I must speak now. You need to hear the truth your heart has been waiting for. You have been fighting battles that were meant to be faced with me beside you. You have been carrying weights I longed to lift, trying to repair wounds I desired to heal, and believing lies I wanted to replace with truth. Through this season, you have sometimes believed you were alone, forgotten, or left behind. My beloved child, that has never been true. I cannot allow another day to pass without telling you this. My beloved child, listen carefully. If fear or distraction pulls you away from these words, you may miss the very revelation your heart has been longing for. Through seasons you could hardly explain. You may miss the truth that loosens the chains hidden within you, the peace waiting to settle over your spirit, the clarity that speaks into questions you have carried for years, and the comfort heaven has lovingly prepared for you. That is why my voice carries such urgency today. That is why these words press so deeply upon your heart, and why this moment feels unlike the countless others that have come before it. It truly is different. If Jesus has remained your unshakable anchor through every storm, type, Jesus is my unshakable anchor. This moment is sacred, deeply personal, and filled with purpose. So remain here with me. Do not turn away, and do not allow your heart to close. Let your soul become quiet with the gentle surrender that often comes when you are too weary to keep pretending everything is fine. I want to lead you into something deeper, because there is a truth I have carried within my heart for a very long time, carefully held until the exact moment your spirit could receive it. Nothing about this moment has happened by accident. It is no coincidence that your eyes have come to rest on these words, or that your heart has paused long enough to listen. This meeting has been carefully prepared with purpose long before today arrived. I have waited patiently for the right moment to share this confession with you, and that moment is here now. You may believe you simply came across these words by chance. You may think they appeared like any other message you have seen before, but I tell you with all of heaven as my witness, your steps have been gently guided by my hand. Your spirit has been drawn by my voice, and your heart has been quietly led by something far deeper than what your eyes could ever recognize. This meeting was woven into your journey long before you understood the battles you would face, the tears you would shed, the questions that would fill your mind, or the weight your soul would one day carry. I chose this moment because your heart has finally reached a place where it can receive what I have lovingly held back until now. There are truths that can only be entrusted to a heart prepared to carry them without breaking beneath their weight. That may surprise you, my child, but there are moments when I wait because your heart still needs room to grow. Some gifts require maturity, quietness, and even seasons of emptiness before they can truly be received. Yes, even emptiness has its purpose. There are times when weariness softens the heart, silence opens the soul, and pain gently cracks the places where my light has long desired to enter. Sometimes the weight of your journey loosens your grip on the things you once believed would satisfy you, leaving your hands open to receive what I have been preparing all along. That is why I waited. That is why I remained quiet. That is why this change has come now instead of sooner. You may have mistaken my delay for neglect, my silence for absence, or my timing for indifference, but my beloved child, my delay has never been rejection. My silence has never been punishment, and my timing has never lacked care. Everything I have done, every pause I allowed, every answer I withheld, and every quiet season you walk through has been shaped by a love deeper than you have yet fully understood. Every step, every waiting season, every unseen adjustment has been carefully woven together to bring you to this very moment. I have watched your heart grow weary, your spirit stretch under pressure, and your thoughts wrestle with fears that often seemed louder than my promises. Yet I watched something beautiful happen within you as well. I saw the moment you stopped pretending you could carry everything alone. I saw the honesty that slowly replaced resistance, the longing that began to replace striving, and the quiet surrender that finally made room for my voice. Your heart became ready to receive what it could never have held before. My timing has never been measured the way yours is. You count days, hours, and moments, but I measure by purpose, by growth, and by what your soul is able to carry without losing hope. I see not only what today asks of you, but also what tomorrow will require. Because I love you, I waited until your heart had softened enough to receive these words, and your spirit had grown strong enough to be transformed by them. I did not delay because I wanted to frustrate you. I waited because this confession required a heart shaped through experience. Had I spoken sooner, these words would have reached your ears without reaching your deepest places. They might have encouraged you for a little while, but they would not have anchored your soul. Today is different. Your heart is ready to receive, to absorb, and to be changed by what I am saying. If this message is blessing your life, and you would like to support this work, you can do so through the QR code or the support link provided in the description. Your encouragement helps continue sharing messages that point hearts toward peace and a deeper relationship with God. My beloved child, this is far more than another moment. It is a turning point. It is the threshold between what has been and what is beginning, the place where the life shaped by survival starts giving way to the life prepared for what comes next. Heaven has patiently awaited this very moment to speak what I have been holding in my heart. There has been movement in the spiritual realm that your eyes could never see. While you were walking through ordinary days, heaven was already at work around you. My angels have been watching over your steps, guarding your spirit, and restraining the darkness that sought to overwhelm you. All of this has been leading toward this very moment, because this confession could only be entrusted to you when your heart was finally ready to carry it. Do you remember the seasons when you felt as though you were drifting without direction? The days when you believed your life had come apart instead of coming together? What appeared to be disorder was quietly becoming preparation. Those painful turns, unexpected changes, and gentle redirections were drawing you closer to this moment of revelation. My beloved child, you were never abandoned to wander on your own. Even when you could not understand where your path was leading, I was carefully guiding each step. You have asked me for answers, you have pleaded for clarity. You have searched to understand why your journey has been so difficult, why your heart has carried such weight, and why life unfolded so differently from what you imagined. Now I am ready to begin answering those questions, because what comes next is part of the confession I have patiently held until this time. Listen carefully to what I am about to say. I did not withhold these truths because you lacked worth. I waited because you are precious to me, and because I know the places where your heart is more tender than you allow anyone else to see. I would never place a weight upon your soul before it was prepared to carry it. My delay was protection. My silence was guidance. My timing has always been an expression of my love. Your heart is open today in ways it once was not. Your spirit has softened through the journey, and your mind now searches for truth instead of running from it. You are no longer the same person who first stepped into the battles that brought you here. You may feel weary, yet your heart is receptive. You may feel worn, yet you are listening more deeply than ever before. Because of that, I no longer have to struggle against walls you once built around your heart simply to reach you. That is why this moment has arrived. I can no longer keep these words within me. What I have carried is neither small nor ordinary. It comes from the deepest place of my love for you, from the place where heaven draws near, where your worth has always been seen through honor rather than shame, and where I have faithfully watched you endure storms without allowing them to consume you. I have waited until your heart became strong enough to receive these truths without being overwhelmed, and now you are ready. My child, receive this moment as the gift that it is. It has come wrapped in my timing and carried by my love. Do not rush past it or allow it to slip away unnoticed. What I am about to reveal is the very confession your soul has been longing for, even during the seasons when you could not explain what was missing. Come closer now, because I am opening my heart to you more fully than before. I am no longer speaking through gentle hints or quiet impressions alone. I am telling you plainly what my heart has long desired to say. These words have waited patiently. They have remained hidden until now. And with heaven bearing witness and your spirit ready to receive them, I will hold nothing back. Before you hear what comes next, receive this truth with all the weight it deserves. I have watched your life more closely than you have ever imagined. Every season has unfolded before my eyes. I saw you when you felt confident, but I also saw you when your strength disappeared. I saw your celebrations, and I stayed beside you through the moments when your heart quietly fell apart where no one else could see. I watched you smile while sorrow quietly lived beneath the surface. I watched you keep everything together for everyone around you while your own heart was slowly coming undone. I watched you continue moving forward with courage even when your spirit trembled under the weight you carried. I have never observed you from a distance. I have never looked upon your life as a detached witness. I have watched you with the unwavering love of a father whose heart has always remained close to yours. There is something I want you to understand that you have rarely considered. Your pain has never been yours alone to carry. When your tears have fallen, my heart has been deeply moved. I have felt the weight of your sorrow, the sting of every disappointment, the loneliness hidden within your silent prayers, and the trembling that came over your soul when another day felt almost impossible to face. When you hurt, I have never remained distant or untouched by your suffering. I have been with you in ways you could not always recognize. There were nights when you cried into your hands or stared at the ceiling, searching for answers you could not find, and I remained beside you. I watched the moments when you fought to hold everything together, when your breathing became heavy with grief, and when your heart carried an ache beyond words. Your sorrow reached my heart. I longed to lift your face, to wipe away every tear, and to remind you again and again, I am here, I am here, I am here, my beloved child. Your pain has touched me far more deeply than you know. Yet there is still more of my heart that I must share with you, and there is something else I need you to hear with all your heart. Every time I watched you keep moving forward, my beloved child, my heart was filled with joy beyond anything you could imagine. I saw the mornings when simply getting out of bed felt like more than you could bear, yet you rose anyway. I watched you take small, trembling steps while carrying burdens no one around you could see, and I saw you choose to try again after nights when your heart had completely fallen apart. I rejoiced over you not because you were flawless, and not because you always felt strong, but because you kept choosing to continue when giving up seemed so much easier. Your perseverance has touched my heart more deeply than you know. On the days you believed you were failing, I saw someone still fighting. When you called yourself weak, I saw courage quietly growing. During the seasons you believed you had lost your way, I watched your spirit continue pressing forward, one faithful step at a time through the darkness. There is something about your journey that you have rarely understood, even in the moments when you struggled to understand me, when my silence confused you, or when you wondered whether I was listening at all. I rejoiced over your faithfulness. I delighted in your quiet resilience, your unseen courage, and your willingness to keep breathing, hoping, and trusting one more day. You may overlook your own strength, but I have never overlooked it, and heaven has treasured every step you took. Take this truth into your heart. I delight in your endurance, not because I ever desired your suffering, but because every step forward revealed a heart that kept choosing life even when the road felt unbearably heavy. Every breath you drew in the middle of hardship spoke of courage. Every tear you quietly wiped away before trying again reflected a strength more beautiful than you realized. I have taken joy in you, not because of what you achieved or how well you appeared to others, but because you kept rising when everything around you urged you to remain on the ground. If God alone is everything your heart longs for, declare with faith, God alone is more than enough for me. Now let me tell you something even deeper. Whenever you have wept, I have drawn near. Whenever your heart has broken, I have held you close. Whenever you continued walking while every part of you wanted to stop, I spoke words of delight over your life. When fear filled your thoughts but you still whispered my name when hope felt fragile. Yet you refused to release it, and when you resisted the lies that tried to convince you that you were not enough, my love for you overflowed beyond anything you could see. My beloved child, you have only begun to understand how deeply I love you. You cannot yet measure how precious you are to me, or how much joy your life brings to my heart. I need you to know this. You matter far more to me than you have ever believed. Your weaknesses, your failures, your regrets, and every place where you feel imperfect have never diminished my love for you. There has never been a single moment when you were loved less, valued less, or held less closely in my heart. Even when doubt filled your mind, I remained faithful. Even when you wandered away, my love remained unchanged. Even when you made choices that left you carrying regret. Even when shame whispered that you were beyond hope, my love never grew weaker. That has never changed, and it never will. This is the confession I have wanted you to hear. You are constantly before my heart. Your name is precious to me beyond what words can express. When you awaken each morning, I see you. When you rest at night, I watch over you. When life becomes overwhelming, my presence quietly surrounds you, even if you cannot always recognize it. You have never been forgotten, and you have never been insignificant in my kingdom. You have always been deeply loved. You are precious to me. You are treasured. You are cherished with a love that does not fade. There is something you rarely believe about yourself, yet I have always known it to be true. Your life matters to me more deeply than you understand. I guard your heart when you are too exhausted to protect it yourself. I fight battles you never even realize are taking place. I watch over your spirit with constant care, even when you remain unaware of the dangers surrounding you. I look toward your future with joy. I look upon your past with mercy. I look upon your present with compassion. I have never viewed you through the eyes of shame, disappointment, or condemnation. Whenever I look at you, I see you through the unchanging love that has always been mine, a love that is steadfast, faithful, and eternal. My beloved child, your very existence brings joy to my heart. Seeing you continue to live, to hope, to seek me, and to endure through every season fills heaven with delight. When joy reaches your heart, heaven rejoices with you. When you grow, I celebrate. When you pray, I draw near. When you worship me in the middle of your pain, heaven responds in ways you cannot yet see. You have no idea how deeply your faith has touched my heart. But little by little, I am helping you understand. I can no longer allow you to keep believing that your life carries little value, that your suffering has gone unnoticed, or that your perseverance has meant nothing. None of those thoughts have ever reflected the truth. You are deeply loved, profoundly cherished, and more precious to me than your heart has yet been able to grasp. I have longed to tell you these things, and now I have opened my heart without holding anything back. Now come even closer, my beloved child, because I want to reveal something sacred about your journey. I want to speak about the path that no one else has fully seen, not even you. Every moment that shaped you, every wound that marked your heart, every season that left you confused, and every burden that pressed heavily upon your soul, has always been before my eyes. Not a single second of your suffering escaped my notice. Not one tear fell beyond my sight, and not one disappointment touched your life without touching my heart as well. You have quietly carried burdens that seemed great enough to break you, yet you continued walking through them in silence. I have seen every hidden struggle, and I have never looked away, and I need you to know something that has always been true. I was with you through every part of that journey. I saw every tear you cried when no one else was there, the tears that soaked your pillow after another exhausting day, the ones you quickly brushed away before anyone could notice how deeply you were hurting, and the quiet tears that disappeared beneath the water because you hoped no one, not even yourself, would have to face how broken you felt. I saw the tears that came without warning in moments of overwhelming loneliness. I saw the ones you could never explain, when your chest grew heavy and your heart ached before your mind even understood why. My beloved child, not one of those tears escaped my notice. I knew every one of them. I carried each one in my heart, and I carried you through every moment they represented. I watched every disappointment that found its way into your life. I saw the hopes you carefully built suddenly collapse, the opportunities that slipped away just before you could reach them, and the people who promised they would remain beside you but quietly drifted away. I saw the seasons when every door seemed to close no matter how faithfully you kept trying, and I heard the quiet thoughts that convinced you perhaps you were the problem, perhaps you were not enough, or perhaps life itself had turned against you. None of those thoughts reflected the truth. I saw how deeply every disappointment wounded you. I watched you carry blame for things that were never yours to bear. I saw you hold on to people and situations long after your heart was exhausted, because you kept hoping something beautiful might still emerge. I watched your spirit bend beneath expectations you never asked to carry, and I saw the quiet courage it took for you to keep moving forward despite that weight. I witnessed every heartbreak you endured. Some came through broken relationships, others through betrayal by friends, misunderstanding within your family, harsh judgments from people around you, and the painful experience of losing pieces of yourself along the way. I saw the ache of loving deeply without receiving that same love in return. I saw the exhaustion of pouring your heart into people and places that gave nothing back. I saw what it felt like to keep giving more, caring more, and trying harder, only to find yourself sitting alone with your pain. I saw the mornings when you smiled for everyone else, while your own heart felt shattered inside. I heard every word you never spoke aloud. Nothing about your suffering has ever been hidden from me. You have endured storms that few people even knew existed, and you have fought silent battles that no one around you could fully understand. Others noticed your smile, but they never saw the weight you carried behind it. They admired your strength, yet they never witnessed the tears you shed just to gather enough courage for another day. They appreciated your kindness without knowing the nights you asked me why it seemed so easy for others to wound your heart. They saw your light without realizing how much darkness you had already walked through just to keep that light burning. But I saw it all. I understood every part of your journey, and it has never been hidden from me. Now I want to help you understand something about those difficult seasons. There were times when you believed they were punishment. You wondered whether my silence meant I had forgotten you, or whether the lack of answers meant your prayers no longer mattered. My beloved child, Those seasons were never punishment. They were shaping your heart. They were never abandonment. They became protection. They were never empty silence. They became part of my careful work within you. Those painful seasons were never meant to destroy you. They were shaping your character, refining your heart, strengthening your faith, and preparing you for what lay ahead. They uncovered false beliefs you had unknowingly carried, exposed lies that had quietly settled into your heart, and revealed what could not continue with you into the future. They softened places that had become guarded, opened wounds so healing could begin from within, and loosened your grip on people, habits, and dreams that were slowly draining the life from your soul. Those seasons taught you perseverance, compassion, humility, patience, and wisdom in ways comfort never could. What looked like ruin often became rebuilding. What felt like loss became preparation. Your heart, your discernment, and your sensitivity have all been shaped through experiences whose purpose you cannot yet fully see. One day you will recognize the strength those difficult years quietly formed within you. Now let me answer a question that has lived in your heart for a long time. You have wondered why I did not intervene sooner, why I allowed certain wounds, why I did not stop some people from entering your life, why certain losses still happened, and why some prayers seem to remain unanswered. I know you have asked those questions in the quiet hours. I know there were moments when you felt abandoned, moments when disappointment turned into frustration, and even moments when you wondered if I had become distant. None of those honest questions have ever offended me. Let me gently show you what you could not yet see. There were times when intervening too early would have interrupted the very work your soul needed. Had I removed every hardship the moment it appeared, the strength that now lives within you would never have taken root. Had I prevented every painful experience, you would not have discovered the faith, discernment, endurance, and quiet resilience that have grown through your journey. Yet even that is only part of the story. There were countless moments, far more than you have ever realized, when I quietly stepped into your story. I protected you in ways you never recognized. I stopped events that would have wounded you more deeply than you can imagine, removed people whose influence would have harmed your spirit, and closed doors that seemed promising but would have led you into far greater heartbreak. I gently prompted your heart to wait when you wanted to rush, to change direction when you believed another path was right, and to pause when moving ahead would have brought unnecessary pain. There were battles you never knew were taking place. There were dangers that never reached you, because my hand stood between you and what sought to harm you. There were spiritual struggles surrounding your life that you never witnessed, because I restrained them before they could touch you. Many times you believed you survived because of your own strength, yet there were countless moments when it was my protection that carried you safely through. I held you close even during the seasons when you could not feel my presence. I watched over you when doubt filled your heart. I kept you from paths that seemed desirable, but would have left lasting wounds. I slowed your steps when you were moving toward places that would not have brought you life. I removed people whose absence caused you deep sorrow because they were never meant to carry your heart. And I allowed certain things to come to an end because they rested on foundations that could never sustain what I had prepared for you. There were moments when you pleaded for an immediate answer, yet I gently whispered, "Wait." Your heart needed time to heal, and your past needed time to come into alignment with what lay ahead. You may have believed I was absent, but if you could see your story through my eyes, you would understand how constantly I have been at work. I was moving when everything appeared still. I was guiding you when you felt uncertain. I was bringing healing even while your wounds still seemed fresh. I was faithfully holding your future while your present felt as though it were coming apart. Nothing you have lived through has been wasted. Nothing has been forgotten, and nothing has ever escaped my attention. I have seen every part of your journey, and I have been weaving every experience into the person you are becoming. The path you believed was hidden has never been hidden from me, not for a single moment. Come closer once again, my beloved child. There is something many people never fully understand about their own lives, and I want to speak honestly with you about it. I want to tell you why your journey has often felt harder than you expected, why certain battles seemed heavier than those carried by others, and why so many seasons felt delayed, confusing, or difficult to understand. You have wondered whether something was wrong with you. At times you questioned whether you had been forgotten, overlooked, or left behind. Perhaps you even wondered if misfortune simply followed you wherever you went. My beloved child, none of those thoughts tell the truth. What has been happening reaches far deeper than what you have been able to see, and it is connected to your life in ways you have not yet fully understood. Listen carefully now. The battles you have faced have never been random. They have never been empty of purpose, nor have they happened by accident. Long before you understood spiritual realities, there were unseen struggles unfolding around your life. Those battles reach towards your identity, your confidence, your peace, your relationships, your thoughts, your purpose, and your future. The enemy opposed you because he recognized something about your life long before you recognized it yourself. He saw the potential I placed within you before you ever discovered it. He recognized the calling I had entrusted to you before you understood it. And he saw the strength I had already planted within you, even while you believed you were weak. Because of that, the attacks came early, they came repeatedly, and they came with great intensity. If this is the desire of your heart, declare with faith, Lord, I surrender all that I am. And if this message has encouraged you, share it with someone who may need this same reminder today.